advice do you have for founders in terms of building boards and managing boards, and how do you like to participate in boards?
Well, I think the most important thing is for the entrepreneur to recognize the board is there to help them, right? The board wants the same things that they do, which is to be the company and for them to be successful, right? No board wants to, fire a founder, right? That's a lot of work and that's miserable. They want the founders to succeed. And good boards who've been doing this with startups for a while also know that it doesn't always go up and to the right. Bad things happen all the time. And so a lot of first-time entrepreneurs feel like they need to, quote, manage the board. And you do a little bit, but let's talk about what that means. Boards need to be led, right? The CEO should have an idea of the top priorities of the company, where the company's going, what the company needs, and what the company's strategy should be, and should advance those to the board. And the board will review, critique, give alternate ideas based on their experience and the other things that they're seeing, because they have a broader perspective. But at the end of the day, the CEO owns that. And so that you could go CEOs make mistakes by going one of two directions. One direction is they want to railroad the board. And it's like they're selling the board. They're treating the board as like a new investor presentation all the time. Things are great. Here's all the accomplishments, like they're selling. And it's like, guys, we're all on the same team here. We can't help you if you don't tell us what's really happening. Here's what's working and here's what's not working. Let's, just because something's not working doesn't mean we're going to like judge you badly and get upset. No, we want to work on it and help. You have to remember, every board meeting is an opportunity to build trust. And think of trust like a bank account, that the more transparent you are about both the good and the bad news, it's like putting money into the bank account. You're building up a balance, and that you're building trust. And you'll need that because every once in a while you're going to screw up, and you're going to, forget to tell them something, or something bad's going to happen. It's going to catch you by surprise. And you're going to say, hey, this happened. I didn't know it was going to happen. And if you've built up a lot in the trust bank account, then that's fine. Then they go, okay, you've been honest with us all throughout and bad things happen. Let's all work with you to make it better. Whereas if you've been one of these sort of railroad types where you're selling, everything's great. And then all of a sudden, one of the things that hasn't been going so well that you've been hiding from your board for a long time finally blows up and is bad. And then trust goes out the window. And now all of a sudden the board becomes this, well, what else don't we know? And what else has this person not been telling us? And those kind of devolve quickly. So again, build trust with transparency. Don't go the other direction though, which is, being kind of afraid of your board in that, oh God, what should we do? Or what should our strategy be? Or let's have a brainstorming session. Or what do you think I should do? What do you think my priorities should be? And, then you're not leading the board anymore. The board is not there to be a brainstorming session. They don't function well that way. And sometimes you feel like every piece of news, everything that's going on, you're kind of letting the board know. It's like, no, we're depending on you to be a leader. And leaders can make a different distinction between what's important and what's not important. Yeah, we have some problems, and I don't need to tell you about those. We have other problems that are really important I need to tell you about. And, so have a strategy, know your priorities, and lead. In terms of the role of the board, our role is sometimes to help you understand what your top 3 priorities should be. And because, you got a lot of things that you're working on. There's a lot of stuff that's on fire. You can't do it all. And most startups die of indigestion, not starvation. In other words, they try to do too much and never get anything done. The best ones, in the midst of all this chaos, figure out the 3 most important things they need to do to get to the next level, whatever that is, the next round of evaluation, next funding, the next, So define what the next level is and figure out what those top 3 things are. That's what a good board helps you do. And that's most of what they help you do. Then they can do introductions and other things too, but that's kind of our role. But the best thing is for you to have an idea of what those 3 priorities are and then get feedback. So that's what I try to do. And that's how I like to help on a board, is to help simplify the chaos and say, guys, here are the 3 things that really matter. You do that, we're in really great shape. And then The other thing I would say is that if a board is having the same conversation 2 or 3 board meetings in a row about the same topic, customer acquisition and marketing, or, whatever it is, that means you probably need a new head of marketing, right? Like, boards should be about solving problems with people. Like, some board members want to, if you've got a product marketing problem, they want to sit there and do the product marketing with you on a whiteboard. That isn't our role as a board member. The role, if that needs to happen, you don't have a very good head of product marketing, and we need to help you hire one. And so a lot of times when these boards get in these sort of broken record loops where you have the same conversation over and over again, I just say, stop. Let's help the entrepreneur realize they need to make a hire here, And so then I'll get into my show not tell game and introduce them to a few people, and they'll be like, God, that person's really good. I'm like, do you want to hire someone like that? Maybe we should. I think you should. And then we're not having the conversation anymore because someone's handling it in the company.